Hello there, beautiful souls and beautiful humans. Welcome, welcome to our full moon manifesting world service co-creation meditation and light language transmission. I'm delighted to be here with you. I am RozyGlow Hannis. I'm a co-creatress of Paradise Earth, and my absolute favorite thing to do is to empower those who are here to have big impact in this world, to bring their light to their shadow, to activate their soul consciousness in their human existence, and therefore to have the most stratospheric impact in this world from a resolved and whole place. So if this is something that you resonate with, if this is something that you love, stay tuned, because everything I do in my working life is to support you to do this. And I've got some exciting announcements I'll go through in a moment before we go through the meditation. For those of you who are new to this and how I actually operate, please do remember that I'll go through some notes, some keynotes ahead of the meditation. We're going to start with a little cacao blessing, and then I'll let you know what's coming up next so that we can actually integrate it. Really worth you having a notebook and pen. If you've got crystals that you want to energize with the frequencies of this particular co-creation, then please have them nearby. Any magical tools. And, you know, for me, this is a graduation and a celebration, because this is the last time I'm going to be offering these co-creation meditations and world service energies to the public in the way that I have been doing. I've decided that it's time to invite those of you who have been following me for a while to commit to your next step, and that is to show up in a way that's going to allow you not just to receive these energies, but to embody them and radiate them out. And that's why I've just started something I'm going to be sharing with you, the StarPeace membership, which is really for all of us to co-create the new world together at whatever level we possibly can join in. Okay, so that's there. If you like the sound of everything I'm saying, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining the Facebook group, Manifesting StarPeace Utopia. If you're on YouTube, the subscription, the hit all notifications button, etc. All of this just helps make these intentions visible, and therefore we start to co-create in the most magnificent way. Now let's actually start with a cacao blessing. And, you know, if you are new to ceremonial grade cacao, cacao is basically the cosmic mama, okay, the cosmic mama radiating through our heart consciousness. And I've worked with Mama Cacao since about 2014. In fact, the whole RozyGlow journey started through a cacao blessing, when I realized that, you know, I was not in full resonance and in alignment with my intentions. I ran a yoga company called Enjoy Yoga, but I was not feeling enjoy. I was strung out. I was exhausted. I was broke. I was there so busy helping everyone else that I'd forgotten one key thing, and that was to actually help myself. So that was how Enjoy Yoga became RozyGlow, and RozyGlow is the channel of divine grace. So if you're new to grace, grace is the power of revelation. Grace is the aha moment, the eureka moment, when we finally understand something that has been challenging us for a really long time, and therefore where there's been a block in the road, the path opens up and we can proceed. And that is what this is all about, beautiful ones. Once you see something, you can't unsee it. And when we connect to our soul consciousness, we bring the light of our soul into our human existence. We shed that light on all of our shadows. No one's going to force us to do anything. With Mama Cacao, you get shown the doorway to go through, but no one pushes you or shoves you or kicks you through it. It's really up to you. So we've all heard the term, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And that's true for all of us. Now, very often when clients come to me, their souls are so ready to do the work, but the human is really not. There's a lot of resistance. So this is why getting to know someone you're going to potentially work with in a deep way is so important. And it's why I want to invite you to come a little closer and start to interact with me more. Now, we just started this session with a little bit of a tune in beforehand, and that's what I will always be doing, is opening the doors ahead to allow everybody just to touch base. Let me know where you're at, what you need from the session, what's been coming up for you. And I'll explain a little bit more about the membership in a moment. But for now, let us start with our beautiful tuning in and our cacao blessing. So whether you have cacao or not, don't worry. I hope you have a glass of water or a liquid that you can consume as we infuse the drinks that we have with the blessings of Mama Cacao. So you can bring your drink up to your heart and just take a moment just to really come in close to yourself, to breathe into your heart center, and just allow your eyes to close. Let yourself really come into this sacred moment. We're here to connect to our highest timeline, to embody our highest timeline. This is our intention today, and it is a very powerful day, and I'll explain why in a moment. So please just, with your nose now, draw a circle in the air in front of you. And as you draw this circle in the air in front of you, know that you're creating a boundary for the whole of your being. We're going to step into this portal in a moment. So go the other way. Your nose is like a magical paintbrush and it's drawing a sphere in front of you. This is your sphere of compassion. It holds all that you are within it. We'll step into it in a moment. So breathe in, draw your nose up, breathe out, draw your nose down. You're just allowing yourself now to commit to being a conduit of source energy on this earth. This is the symbolism of this movement as I teach it. And then inhale, chin neutral. Now, exhale, turn your head to the left and just breathe out into your past. Release all of the false starts. Release all those moments that you thought you knew what you were doing, then you feel like you don't, and it all feels like it all went wrong. Like all of the mistakes, all of the times when you feel that you were really aligned with something and actually it didn't work out. All of the disappointments, all of the challenges, just let them all go. Okay, let them go. They brought you to this moment. For that, we can be grateful. And then inhale, center. And now exhale, turn your head to the right and breathe your highest timeline into your future. Send your breath along your highest timeline. And now as you breathe in, call in your highest self from your highest timeline to come into your present as you draw your chin to the center now. Exhale, drop your chin to your heart and welcome this highest self-consciousness of your highest timeline into your heart center. So now we look for a smile in our heart. We let that smile radiate out. We remember this smile is our divine essence. And now consciously step into the sphere that you created. Expand it. Make it as big as the room that you're in, even bigger if you want. And as you step into this sphere, you realize you're stepping into a creativity studio. You are stepping into a space of co-creating your reality consciously. You are stepping into the energy of reality crafting, of coming to the end point of a creation, visualizing it, energizing it, and then clearing up resistance to it. This is what we're doing today. And we're doing it for ourselves, knowing that the world service comes from us actually really tune into what we want for ourselves, what could really help us to feel more relaxed, balanced, at peace, in harmony. Because we know when our vibration is set to this, we affect everyone around us. This is the world service. The selfishness to selflessness, the looking inward to create the shift in our energy that will reverberate out, resonates outwards and attracts to us that which is in resonance. So now let's just call in our guides and teachers of the purest vibrations of love and light. Let's call in our star families. Let's call in the angels, archangels, ascended masters, the elementals, the nature spirits, whatever you work with that you have a connection with, that you know is of the light. And we only call in those beings of the purest vibrations of love and light. Those who are our guides and teachers assigned to support us, to fully commit to and align with our highest timeline. Just notice how you feel as they come into your energy field, as they get activated. And if you find visualizing relatively easy, I'd love you to imagine that the wall of this sphere is made of trillions of little spheres, spheres within spheres, all spinning on their own axis to the frequency of compassion. Pure unconditional love. And as you feel these beautiful little spinning spheres spinning just for you, shedding light on you, love on you, know that anything that isn't of pure love and light is transmuted into these frequencies. Now feel how the crown of your head is potentially tingling or warm or cool, and we make a connection to our soul chakras through the crown of the head, sending our awareness up about 2 to 3 feet. Inviting our I am presence to descend, to activate within us. And as we receive, we connect to our sun, our solar sun. We connect to our galactic sun, our universal sun. the multiversal sun, the omniversal source of all that is, our whole Mahatma. We become this energy of light that resonates all the way down from source, all that is, through our bodies, right down to the center of Mother Earth. Just feel this flow of energy. Calling in Mama Cacao now as this beautiful energy of harmony, of symphony, of sacredness, of unconditional love and compassion. And we invite this energy to illuminate for us all the ways we can support ourselves to align with our highest timeline, to embody it. So we are the beacons of peace in this world. We are the resonance that we're inviting everyone else to entrain to. And in order to activate this intention, we'll send the sound Ma into the earth, Om into the universe, and An from our hearts to each other. But just before we do that, let's call in our highest self. So please just repeat with me or after me. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am Mahatma. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am the creation. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am divine infinite love. I am divine creative wisdom. I am divine creative power. I am that I am. And feel your cells, molecules, atoms, subatomic particles, quantum field and photon stream aligning now with these intentions. Just to anchor this into the crystalline grid, we send the sound Ma down. To anchor into the divine mind grid, we send the sound Om up. And to anchor into the divine matrix, the divine human heart grid, we send the sound from our hearts, An, out into the collective. Deep breath in. Ma. Oh. Just feel the response from the universe, from your highest self, as you put these intentions out. There's a beautiful downpour of cosmic consciousness, stardust, beautiful multitude of colors just flowing down. You can open your energy field, soften the boundaries of your skin to receive it. And I command that I'm a pure channel of source, all that is, pure channel of divine grace, that my message is coming through clear to everybody who participates in this co-creation for the highest good of all, with the intention of co-creating Paradise Earth and activating peace in the collective. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is, and so it shall be. And gently bow your head to your beautiful heart, smile into your heart, let your heart smile back. And gently open your eyes and come back. Hey, my lovelies. So as you come back, and as I'm talking about the ceremonial cacao, if you're new to ceremonial cacao, then remember that you can always go to the website RozyGlow.com. We have Ecuadorian, Peruvian, and Guatemalan cacao on offer. And I work with cacao a lot in all of the different offerings I have, whether it's a cacao ceremony, whether it's yoga that I teach online, whether it's an in-person workshop or a retreat, Mama Cacao comes with me. And I see this sacred chocolate as the homeopathy of plant medicine. That's the way I describe it, because it's so subtle and yet it's so powerful. I've had more powerful shifts through Mama Cacao than any other plant medicine that I've tried. And I've tried plenty, and they all have their gifts. Okay, so I'm not saying anything's better than or worse than, but for me, this is the teacher that really, really helps me to connect to what I need to connect to and see where there are blind spots, see where I'm in my shadow, not in my light. And yes, often when we go through cacao ceremony, if there are blocked emotions, we'll need to clear them. Maybe we need to cry or touch base with some sadness or grief. But then as we release that, we make space for our soul light. And that's what we're here on a mission to do. So let's connect this up to this highest timeline idea. I'm feeling, how can I put this? I'm feeling like we are at the precipice of something really, really delightful and powerful. It's the 22nd of November, so the 22nd of 11/2023. Now 2023, so 2 + 2 is 4, + 2 is 6, + 3 7 8 9, so 9. So that comes down to completion. And I think I've got that right. Hold on a minute. 2023, 2 4 no 5 6 7, it's 7. So it's a spiritual number 7. And the 11 and the 22, all of this is just bringing us into what I was talking about in the promo for this session, which is the fact that we're at a timeline split. Now, I've been talking about this for quite a while, and as I said, that the whole of November has been this invitation for us to really choose which timeline we're on. And that's why today's session is so powerful. It's both a beginning and an end, and it is about us really committing fully to aligning with that highest path. Because, you know, a lot of us say things and, you know, that's great. We set powerful intentions in motion through our words, but if our energy is not a match for what we're saying, then we're not going to be creating what we desire easily. We'll encounter more and more obstacles because we're not in resonance. So this kind of work really helps to clear it. And in the simplest terms, what I've understood and what came into my awareness over the last 2 months is that there's a hexagonal and an octagonal timeline. The hexagonal timeline is based on the Fibonacci number, whereas, or the Fibonacci spiral and sequence, whereas the octagonal timeline is actually based on the crystal curve. So this is the crystal spiral. And what is the difference between the two is that basically the 0 point axis is 0.0 balance. If you're new to 0 point, this is source creation energy. Okay, it's the coming back to and the origins of source, all that is. So the difference between the two is that basically the hexagonal spiral does not come back to source. Okay, it does not eventually come back to that 0 point, whereas the crystalline curve does. And it's all to do with the numbers and the way the numbers are added up. So with the Fibonacci number sequence, you have 1 + 2. Sorry, 1 + 1 = 2. Then you add 1 + 2 = 3, and you can look it up so you can see the difference. You can look up crystal spiral, and you can look up the Fibonacci. And basically what I've understood by this is there's a point at which they both hit the number 144, and I know many of you will find 144 significant. For me, I've been seeing 144 all the time for at least 6 months, going, why does this keep showing up? It might be even longer than that. But every time I look at the clock, it's 144 or 1444 specifically, right? And there's some stuff in the Bible about it. There's also quite a lot of people talking about twin flame energy and the peace troubadours, as in those of us who are here to activate peace in the collective. But essentially, you know, what I've understood it as is 144 is the number of completion, okay? And also it is where you have the choice point that you're either going to go onto the full path of your soul, or you're going to keep creating through your intention and your will, but you're really creating from your solar plexus rather than your heart. The term, thy will be done. This is when you put your soul in control. This is when you choose the choiceless path, which many of us have heard about, but there's a distortion in religion. Okay, so this is not about giving your power away to some external authority. This is about putting your soul in control. So when you talk about your highest path, you're basically talking about being soul-led rather than ego-led. and being soul-led from the highest perspective. So there are lots of teachers in this world today. I just came back from a financial freedom summit this weekend that was organized by Mindvalley. What was very interesting was it was 4 men. Vishan Lakhani is obviously the founder of Mindvalley, and he's done an amazing job in terms of, you know, building a 200 million empire in terms of the actual value of Mindvalley presently, nearly 200 million. And it was very interesting to hear him talk. What I really saw at this seminar this weekend was that there was a real super conscious activation, but not necessarily this soul influenced guidance, not necessarily this integrated, let's create peace on earth type of energy, right? And I'm here for that. I truly believe we are here to experience peace in our lifetimes. But in order for us to actually have this experience of peace, we need to choose it in our hearts. It's not an outside in job, it's an inside out job. And I'm seeing wonderful teachers doing great work on what I would call the super conscious path, but it's not the super conscious soul path. So they're kind of going as far as they can as their superhuman advanced mind self. So all the mind hacking, body hacking, all that kind of thing. But it's kind of like consciousness without compassion. And those of you who've been in my inner circle know that I work with colors, with flames, which you'll see in the co-creation here. And basically, what has ended up happening is that we are in a position where we're really being invited to step into this highest timeline in a way that allows us to integrate our compassion and our consciousness. So when you work with flames rather than rays of light, you are working with your soul, you're working with your human potential, you're working with all the layers of your multidimensional consciousness. And that's what we're going to have a sense of today. Okay, so what I really would love to invite you into is to consider for a moment what you really want for yourself, and also what you really want for the world. Because part of the issue we have in this world today is that we're very focused on the problem, not the solution. And we're here, those of you who are co-creators and co-creatresses of Paradise Earth with me, are here to vision the new world. And we're also all here to do one very fundamental thing, and that is to shift our relationship with resource. Because so many beautiful, heart-centered, compassionate beings are actually in poverty consciousness, lack consciousness, in the struggle paradigm. We want change, but we don't have the resource to be able to affect that change. And the way we think is in a limited and contracted way. Now, that's not going to help us to create a new world paradigm. Okay, we can't create it from a lack consciousness. We are required to step into the energy of abundance, prosperity, the energy of infinite wealth. And that is really infinite abundance. If you look in nature, you will see that nature is, it's inherently abundant, okay? But the thing is, we've been, well, brought up with a lot of conditioning, a lot of dodgy conditioning that keeps us in the lack space. And those of us who are strung out, okay, that are off giving to others, but really often from a very empty cup ourselves, have one lesson to learn, which is to give to us first. And this is a big reason why I've decided to step back from offering these new moon the full moon world service co-creation meditations and the new moon energy updates, oracle reading and light language transmissions, to actually call them back in and say, look, are you ready and willing to make a commitment to actually show up and do the work? It's not just show up to these videos, but it's take what we decide we're going to do with the new moons and work it to the full moon. In my private membership from the graduates of my program, they all know that, you know, we have a every other week touch point really to progress where we're at. And, you know, if you are under the, how do I put this? The illusion, because it is an illusion, that you can set an intention, then just go about your business and that's it, it's just going to happen. I hate to break this to you, but this is where the work is involved, because all your life, however long you have been living on this planet, whatever you've got in your world right now is the result of your current mindset or your previous mindset, not current. So what you are creating moving forward is actually going to be very much in line with what you decide you are going to align with, and you're going to keep energizing. Now, this isn't something you do once a week, once every 2 weeks, even once a month, even once a day. It's something that requires a lot of reconnecting to, plugging into, morning, nighttime, several times throughout the day. It's becoming conscious of where your consciousness is at. And you speak to any manifesting teacher, any mindset teacher, anyone who's here in this world that is supporting others to shift their game, and they'll say, That's the work. It's the constantly feeding the new narrative and noticing when the old narrative kicks in and tries to bite you, right? Tries to get you where you're weak. So the vibrational set point today is really about highest timeline. And what this then means for you is as you clear resistance to it, you'll start to see opportunities coming your way to align with that highest timeline. Now, that means you then stepping forward and making a commitment to it. So let me just briefly go into the announcements that I have for you because they're exciting. And then we are going to get into our co-creation. So let's just see. So I've talked about the 144 hexagonal and octagonal timelines. If you are not sure what this actually looks like, you can imagine the seed of life has 6 petals. And the seed of life can have 12 petals too. But the flower of life, as we have known it, and many of us have seen it for a very long time, starts off as a flat version, right? It's just a flat version instead of a spherical version. And that's what we're talking about, the hexagonal timeline. If you want to check out Matthias de Stefano, I'll put a link in the text box below for all the things I'm talking about, by the way. But basically, where he's at is talking about the different dimensions. And I found that there was some kind of understanding for me between his explanation of the 6th dimension and the 8th dimension, and how that then related to this hexagonal and octagonal timeline. That's what I saw. You may or may not see it, but that's there for you. So we're going to go in a moment into what this highest self-consciousness looks like, feels like, and what comes up for us so we can clear it. But just before I do that, a few announcements that I'd love you to write down because I'll put details in the text box when I have them. But for now, we have this new membership, as I said, that I'm going to be starting from next month. Okay. And that is on the very basic level, £48 a month. And the reason it's that is I'm going to be inviting you into my multidimensional online yoga, because I know something very important, and that is that if you're doing energy work and you are not then reinforcing your body to handle that energy work that you're doing, nothing really happens. Now, there are lots of us who do yoga, who exercise, who do all sorts of things, but I'm talking about really plugging in to this concept of activating your divine architecture and flowing your intentions through your body so that you become a vibrational match for them, okay? So for those of you who are ready to start the £48 a month level, you will be joining me twice a week for yoga, or you can catch the replay. And we have a 10 a.m. and a 1 p.m. session in the UK. But obviously you can just catch the replay if you can't join us live. And with that will come access to the new moon intention setting, which I'm reformulating so that we can get really clear on what our intentions are for that month, and also see what the cards have to say in terms of aligning with those intentions, and receive the light language transmission from the StarPeace Collective in terms of what's going to help us most to embody that intention and what we need from it. So there's going to be one bit that you will have access to, the same with the full moon co-creation meditation and world service. So I'm going to make this closed circle so it's more interactive. You're going to have time to bring up the stuff that's been coming up for you. And this is the thing. The main thing is, if you're on the £48 a month one, you'll be receiving the replays in time for the new moon and the full moon. If you join me for the £99 a month option, then you're going to be joining me in co-creating the new moon intentions and the full moon intentions. Now, up to this point, most of you have just been receiving the ones that have been coming through me, but we're going to take this to the next level. And we're also going to have a monthly masterclass. So those of you who join me for the £99 version will have access to the monthly masterclass. Now, next month, the masterclass is actually going to be about the solstice. So I'm going to be hosting on the 22nd of December a solstice event. It'll be a 3-hour online event where we're going to be letting go of 2023 and embracing 2024 and really reviewing where we're at in terms of our intentions. Because at the start of the year, I was talking about activating an alignment with your divine destiny. And now we're moving into embodying that divine destiny, which is highest timeline stuff. I had no idea what was going to be coming up at the end of the year, but it's totally in resonance. Now, there'll be more elements to the £99 version, because you will also have access to some of the digital content that is available in terms of the Cosmic Cleanup Crew, the love magnet, because this is my point, is for me, the biggest shift that has occurred for me has been to go from not being happy in relationships, unfulfilled, romantically, sexually, on all levels, right? Not really ever being able to attract what I truly wanted, to being married to my sacred union divine counterpart. The biggest shift this has occurred for me is it's allowed me to stop stressing about making ends meet and everything else that's going to come up in my life, because I'm well supported. And it's allowed me to dream my biggest vision and to really focus on creating that in this world with the support of my partner. Now, this is my biggest thing. There are other elements, including resource increase, including amazing opportunities landing in my lap, including, you know, living in my beautiful home, mortgage free, and having an office to work from in my garden that I never knew I was going to have. There's all sorts of gifts that have come about in the material world as a result of this, and they all came about through me choosing to align with the thing I wanted the most, which was to bring in sacred union, to truly have something long-term that I could align with. So this is part of your journey as well, because your highest timeline can only really be accessed through you for a moment, getting really clear about what you want for yourself, not the world, but yourself. What is it that would make the biggest difference for you? What is it that at the moment is lacking that you want more of? Could be sex, okay? Could be a flow of income without you having to worry about working or working harder. It could be opportunities to meet new people. Whatever it is, write it down. It's really important. And finally, and I will do another video about this membership shortly, but we have another level tier, which is the 333. And I'm really excited for this because 333 a month, and Lula's hearing this first time as a consolidated thing, is going to be where we invite you into the digital content of the Liberation from Limitation course first. It's £333 a month. It's a minimum 3-month commitment to do this. You'll be taken through Liberation from Limitation in a way where you will have some live coaching support every other week from the lovely Lula. And once you have gone through that, we're going to be inviting you to the Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless program, the digital content, with a every other week touch point with the lovely Kate Coulson, who is my senior coach. She's been working with me for the last 2 years. She's been really under my wing for a long time, working with me to offer this program, been through it herself, as has Lula with all of our programs. So they're going to be supporting you to go to the next level at a price point that is much more accessible for most of you. Okay, for those of you who want to take the journey with me, I'm doing my final intake now this side of the new year. For those of you who'd like to journey with me, supporting you in the way I have done since I started this program in 2015 with the Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless journey. And, you know, this is exactly what I went through myself to attract what is now in my life that I didn't have before, including my amazing husband. So if this is something you'd like to know more about, if this is something you feel ready to commit to, it is a four-figure commitment. And it's really going to be important for you to book a desire mapping call and get in touch ASAP. So I'll put the link in the text box for those of you who are ready to do this. And let's have a chat and let's get you going, because we'll be doing intake to start in December and intake to start in January. And then that'll be that. Okay, I'm just taking the 6-month version for now, taking you through that journey. Last couple of things to share with you before we go to our co-creation. New Year in-person event, and this is going to be on the 21st of January. So those of you who are in the local area of me in the UK, come and join me for that. There'll be more information on that. There's also going to be an 888 Lionsgate retreat, the 7th to the 10th of August. Now, this is going to be a Birthing Your Cosmic Self retreat, and I'm looking at Wales at the moment. I find the most beautiful venue. So again, if you're up for that, all I suggest you do is put a comment when you listen to these things and you're up for it. Just tell me what you're up for in the comment, and make sure that you actually, you can DM me if you prefer that, but make sure you sign up to RozyGlow.com so you can receive the updates. And here's the bit that I'm most excited about. Dun, dun, dun. So this is a synopsis of my upcoming book, the StarPeace StarMaps. And this is a multidimensional guide for awakening humans and new world leaders co-creating peace on Earth. Now, this, I'm just going to show you some exciting imagery, okay, because these are the star maps. Now, these are completely bespoke to RozyGlow. They're completely bespoke to the StarPeace mission. They came through. These are the basis of all my training work, okay? So when you come and do Fearless, you'll have access to these. And they're in the book, and they will be in the book. But basically, these are the star maps that allow us to grow from the finite, limited self, the part of us that is in lack, the part of us that's brought into the struggle paradigm, which we all do as we incarnate, because that's the reality of this earth plane at this point. and to build the bridge to the new earth, the Thrive paradigm. It is how we shift our consciousness from being fueled by adrenaline to being fueled by oxytocin. Now, the methodology in terms of the actual mechanisms is what we work with in the courses that we offer through RozyGlow. So that's what I'm so excited that finally it's out, and I'm hoping to have, I'm intending to have, I'm claiming and I'm commanding that I have the ebook ready for first draft sharing on the 22nd of December. So again, if you're interested and you'd like a copy, there'll be a pre-list, there'll be an opportunity for you to sign up and receive it at a reduced rate. Please just let me know, just put a comment, let me know you're interested, put hashtag StarPeace, and I know that you're interested in the book, and I will let you know. But please join my community, because as you join my community, then I can communicate with you, and that means join the mailing list at RozyGlow.com or StarPeaceConsciousness.com as well. Right, let's get on with this. So we are now ready to bring in our highest self timeline. And what I'm inviting you to do is just to get up and have a little shake, because now we're going to connect to feeling, right, this highest self timeline, and then also starting to clear resistance to it. So if you need to shake your body, then please shake your body and come back down to sit or to line with a straight spine. Nice, good to see you. Those of you who are catching this, oh, there you are, sorry. So hello, Anne. I know there's a few of you that are in the manifesting group, so please do say hello. And let us get on with this, because this is our world service. So starting off by rubbing our hands together, having a little shake. Deep breath in, reach up. Breathe out, bring your hands down through the center. Breathe in, up again. Breathe out, hands down through the center. One more time, breathe in, up. And this time, as you breathe out, bring your hands to your heart center. Just press your hands together. Remind yourself that you are sitting in your sphere of compassion. And this is an alchemical container. Just take a moment to expand this container as big as you want it to be. Okay, so that you feel safe, you feel secure. Well, it seems we blew a gasket. That was powerful, because I was deep in it, brought us through. And the network had failed. And like, this is like virtually impossible, because I am plugged into the router. So how on earth did that happen? For any of you who are here, that's how powerful we are. I don't know how else to describe this. Thankfully, I've got a recording of this that is basically on my phone, which I'll be able to get out to everybody. But wow, like, don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Everything is on purpose and by design. So yes, for however long that has actually been causing us issues, let's just say, we're back. So I'm gonna have to tune in and see how I'm going to do this again, because it's a powerful one. And one of the things that I'm really clear about is I had a whole load of specific things to release, including lacking the feeling of deserving, worthiness. What else? Well, no, it's bringing in the energy of courage and confidence. We've done all of this, but letting go of this feeling of not feeling worthy or deserving. So I'm going to trust that it is all exactly as it's meant to be. And I'm going to invite you to just trust that you received what you needed to. For everyone who has signed up to the transmission, who signed up to the well, the whole of this particular event, you will receive the download, you'll receive the audio recording as well of the co-creation. So thank goodness I did that. That's there, and I'll make sure that I upload it to YouTube as well. And, you know, what I would say to you is just to please get in touch and let me know how you experience that. You know, what an interesting finale that we literally blow the gasket as we connect to our highest timeline. I mean, you cannot make this up. Like, we've I know we're powerful, but we are super powerful. So wow, wow, wow to that. For now, I'm just going to say thank you so much for all of you and all the ways that you've shown up. And over the years, the way that I've been doing this, if this is the first time that you've actually joined me, you've got a sense of why this needs to be pulled behind closed doors, if you like, because, you know, there are those of us who are gathering very intentionally to seek this in the world, and there are those who would very intentionally like us not to seek this in the world. And that's why it's very important for me to know who I'm working with, to know their intentions, to know that they're in the space with the same intention as me. So I'm totally trusting that everything that's gone out into the collective to this point has done so for the highest good. And those of you who would like to continue this journey with me, please do come to me. Please do step forward and let me know. And also, you know, I want to just make sure that those of you who are in a position where you feel you cannot financially extend to what I'm offering, please get in touch with me and let me know what you can do, because I don't want to turn anyone away. I want your commitment, right? And I will support you to get to the next stage of your journey. But this is very much about everybody making a commitment to move out of lack, out of resource being the reason that we say no. So if that is a reason for you, if it's a reason why you can't step forward and actually participate, then I have resources for you that I can give you that will support you to start to work through that and let it go. But you need to use them. I can't do it for you. And as a little finale, again, just reminding everybody of this synopsis of the StarPeace StarMaps book. I mean, the StarPeace book is modeled. You may or may not have actually come across ET 101. It's absolutely one of my favorite books. And if you can get hold of it, please do. It's like an A5 size book. It's not huge. This is what I'm modeling. This is what I'm modeling StarPeace on, in terms of it being the StarPeace StarMaps being about this size, so you can carry it in your handbag. And what I'm calling out for is, well, are the angel investors that are going to support me to put 1 billion copies out in the collective. I've been told to aim to sell 1 billion copies, to publish twice that, right? So we can say that for every book that we sell at full price, we're able to give one away for free to someone that would otherwise not be able to access it. And it is my vision, based on Malcolm Gladwell's work with the tipping point. And he proved this in I think it was New York Polytechnic. They did a study on this. They did an experiment that when 10% of the population adopts something as a fashion, adopts it as a mindset, adopts it as, you know, whatever it is that you're wearing, that you're kind of saying, this is cool. When 10% of the population take it on, then it spreads like wildfire. And, you know, for me, StarPeace is a hashtag. The concept of StarPeace, seeing it on t-shirts, seeing people talking about it, rapping about it, you know, speaking about it in their movies, in their documentary, in all the fictitious stuff that we can create, because fiction is the key. Okay, we want to work with the imagination. That's how we actually shift things, because your conscious mind can know it wants something, but if your subconscious is resisting it, it's never going to happen. Not in a way that's easeful, not in a way that has the most impact. And that's why we watch things and we say, I'm going to change this, but we don't change it because our subconscious hasn't been rewired for that change. That's why the power of imagination is so important. So those of you who feel you would like to talk with me about investing in this project, about actually supporting me to get, well, the vision out there to be able to sell 1 billion copies, please step forward. This is, you know, going to be an invitation to use AI, to use all of the marketing strategies, all of the advertising strategies that are available to us, to use our influence for the highest good of all, to actually spread this message and to bring it to everybody, because it is time for us to have peace on this planet. It's time for us to choose peace in our hearts. And through the inspiration of StarPeace, we cultivate personal peace, and then we radiate that out, which is what creates world peace. And that is what I'm going to be focusing on now. So with that in mind, I'm going to give you all a huge hug. And please do comment, please do reach out, please do join my community. RozyGlow.com is my main website. Rosanna Hannis is for the entertainment industry and for those of you who want to work with me one-to-one. And StarPeaceConsciousness.com explains the whole movement. There's a manifesto for you to sign up for if you believe in this, you want to add your name to it. If you look down the page of StarPeace Consciousness, you see there's a whole load of actions I've set out to support you to be this vibration of star peace, to be the energy of peace where there is conflict, for us all to adopt a multidimensional mindset that will allow us to be able to show up in this world and co-create the new earth paradigm from the old one. Can't take lack consciousness into the new world. We have to transmute that lack consciousness into wealth, into the thrive paradigm for us to create the new world. So we're doing it here to meet us here. Yeah. And what are my final thoughts on this? Well, every one of you means the world to me. So I'd love to get to know you more. Again, if you're interested in the offerings that we have, we've got a £48, £99 and £333 membership option. And, you know, for those of you who would like to work with me in my small groups, I tend to do small groups, like maximum of 12, but usually 6 to 8, working very intimately with me over a 6-month period. Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless. Book your desire mapping call. You know, we're talking about just over a £6,000 investment, but it is something that is going to blow your mind, and it's going to open you up to the highest potentials for you and speed up everything you want to come your way. And it's not just about manifesting love or wealth or soul purpose or superpowers or vibrant health. It's all of that. It's the way to be able to create anything in your world that will allow you to get from your survival programming to your thrive programming, your highest self programming. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. Send you so much love, huge hugs, and ta-ra for now.